up? So I was actually going to film a different video when I came out here, but I decided instead to just have a rant about PayPal, because someone's got to do it. So PayPal have it in their mind that basically they don't want their services, along with like some other card companies and like Stripe and stuff like that, they don't want their services being used for adult services. So like selling alcohol or gambling or like sex work, anything like that. PayPal don't want to be involved. Kind of fine, but at the same time, like, you have to be 18 to use those services. So surely if you're 18 you're an adult anyway, and you can make those decisions yourself. Not the card payment companies shouldn't be the ones making the decision, you know? It's a bit weird. As you may know, in one of my other videos, I had a right faff with my website and the whole foot photography thing. It was a nightmare. I basically got PayPal to approve manually, as in physically a person looks at my website and says whether or not it goes against any of their adult listed policies, and it doesn't, because it's pictures of feet. It's not adult. Like, you could show it to children, you could show it to anyone under 18 and it's fine. It's not going to scar them. It's just pictures of feet, like fully clothed, you know, like this. I wear layers. They said it was fine. They said they could work with it. They're happy to be a payment provider. And now about a month later, they've just gone back on their word and they have cancelled, they've blocked all of my accounts. Again, now this has happened before. I had like 3 accounts. One of them was my personal account, which has only ever been used for personal stuff, and the 2 of them were my business accounts, and they all got banned because of this. Right, and now this time I've made another, because I can't get those accounts back. I rung them up and said, can you either just delete them so I can use those emails again, or can you just not delete them so I can keep using those emails? But no, none of that, and they can't tell me why, like what specifically I've done to get those, especially my personal one, blocked. Like, fair enough, the business one, because it was linked to the website, but the others. So this time I made another business email and another personal email, because I've had to start fresh, because, you know, I can't use the emails that I once had before. And this time they've blocked both of them. No explanation. It's just that it goes against the acceptable use policy. So it's a nice vague email that they just automatically send out to people after having my website approved, to say that it doesn't go against their acceptable use policy. The acceptable use policy is basically anything on their adult list that they don't want to support, and it's feet. It's not on that list. Like, come on. Anyway, my point here is, not only do PayPal take the highest percent anyway, like if you pay with card it's like a way smaller percent, whereas if you pay with PayPal they take a higher percent, especially if you have a business PayPal, they take an even higher percent. The problem here is, God, I hate them. I hate PayPal, I don't agree with them. It's just painful. The problem is most people pay with PayPal. It's like 60% of people pay with PayPal. If you pay with PayPal to support me in any way, if you buy something from my shop, or you even do like on Ko-Fi, if you do a tip, Ko-Fi don't take anything, but PayPal take a cut. So it's not, I won't get everything. If you buy with PayPal, the business fees, they're like double what they were, something ridiculous. Before that it used to be like a personal one, it's something like 50p per transaction, provided it's like under 50 quid. But yeah, it's like double what it was just to have a business PayPal, and I had to have a business PayPal to link it to my website. So I was like, fine, that's the price I pay for having, you know, the full business set up. Having the business PayPal, paying the higher fees, I can deal with that. But what I can't deal with is them randomly changing their mind and going against what they already said. It was literally about a month ago that I had it manually approved, and now they've just gone against it and sent me a generic email as well, which is what I cannot stand, the genericness. I'm just going to keep running into the same problem unless you tell me what the problem actually is, rather than sending the generic thing that just says, please review our acceptable use policy, and it's like, I read it. It's too vague. Like, I've read it plenty of times, it's too vague. I don't know what to say here. I've emailed the person who helped me set up and get it manually approved the first time, because I'm not going to ring up, because last time I rung up and asked them why my accounts were being closed, She couldn't tell me why. She just said, review the acceptable use policy. And I was like, I have, but I don't know what it is and you don't know what it is. So what's to stop me making the same mistake again? Because I don't know what the mistake is because no one's telling me. Do you see the frustration? It's kind of... And I've seen this with a lot of platforms because I have many other rants to give for Etsy, for Ko-Fi. I have a lot of other rants to give. They basically all follow the same policy, which is PayPal, because Etsy and Ko-Fi all use PayPal and Stripe as a payment method, but obviously PayPal's like the biggest one. Stripe is for card payments, but PayPal is the biggest one, which most platforms use, and they're the worst. They're just the worst by far. They have like basically a generic system in place, an automated generic system in place, so that if you make anything that they would declare as a problem, it's just an automatic email that gets sent out and an automatic ban that gets done, rather than looking at each case individually. So they basically, when they ban you, that's the other thing, if they ban your accounts, your PayPal accounts, if they block them, they hold your money for 180 days and they might not even give you the money. They hold it and they block you, and they can keep your money and you can receive money, you just can't take any money out for 180 days. And that's if they decide to give you your money, because they might not. They might just be like, nah. It's like, do you see the pain of PayPal? They take the biggest cut, they have the worst morals, they have just generic stuff. Now don't get me wrong, when you ring them you can actually get through to a person, but like I say, most of the time they don't know, because obviously they're just, you know, customer service people working. But yeah, that's it, that's my rant. Don't use PayPal. If you can avoid them, don't use them. If you pay for anything, try not use PayPal. Yeah, basically just use card payment. It's like half the fees for starters, and it's like half the hassle because there's no problems. I hate PayPal. I really dislike them. It's just been a nightmare. I don't know what to say. I just don't know why the personal account at the very beginning, the first personal account I had, got banned. And I asked them, because I wanted to use those emails, and when they first got banned, I said to the woman when I rang her up, I was like, if I make a new PayPal, am I going to have the same problems? And she was like, no, you make a new one, it should be fine, you shouldn't have any problems. I just can't use the emails to those PayPals because they're all in the process of being closed, but they keep the money for 180 days, so I can't do anything with those email addresses for 180 days, or with the money in the accounts for 180 days. The pain. So yeah, PayPal, not good, not a good company. Don't use them, don't pay with them. If you're trying to support anyone, don't pay with them. And if you're trying to do a business, don't work with them. I wanted to not have them on my website at all and just have card payments, but most people, like a big chunk of people, pay with PayPal. You kind of have to use them, and that's the frustrating. I think that's what I dislike the most about them, because you don't want to use them, but you kind of don't have a choice. You know, in terms of like business, it's like the wise thing to do, but it's also just the most annoying thing. Okay, rant is over. Funnily enough, the video I came out here to film was like another dreams type video. Oh dear, it's just like every time I start getting somewhere with with everything, then there's a problem, and it always seems to be PayPal. This is the thing, all websites and platforms you use, you're going with the rules of PayPal. Which is another thing, actually. There's another platform I found who I emailed them and I asked them, because they use PayPal as a payment method, so I emailed them and I said, what are the policies, like what can I post on here that's okay? And I said I wanted to post like the foot fetish stuff separately from my website, so the website isn't fetish, but the other website would be, and sell you socks on that website, okay? So separately. And I said to them, can I do foot fetish things and can I do used socks? And they said yeah. They said you can sell anything so long as it's not porn. And they had a description. That's the other thing, because PayPal they have a vague policy, they don't have details, they don't have specifics. But this website, which is called Gumroad, by the way, in their policy it says porn, and they define porn as like real people being naked, engaging in sexual activities. So quite clear, and what you would define porn as. So foot fetish and used socks are all fine on Gumroad. Do you see where I'm going with this? If they say it's fine and they're using PayPal as a payment method, surely that's also fine on PayPal, you know? Does that make sense? Gumroad say it's fine for foot fetish and used socks, and they're using PayPal as a payment method. So PayPal, therefore, must be okay with foot fetish and used socks, which means nothing on my website goes against their policy. If that's the policy, like, you know, nothing on my website is foot fetish. So there's just none of it's clear. Just PayPal, mate. Just come up with an acceptable use policy that has specific details of what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. You're kind of putting out there that you're not okay with feet full stop, even if it's like someone fully clothed, and yet you were when someone manually approved it a month ago. And then Gumroad are saying that it's all okay. In fact, used socks are even okay to sell. It's like something that is clearly fetishy is okay. And I just see the pain that is PayPal. PayPal, just sort it out.